Hey guys, KangaskKid18 here, and in the past couple of weeks, Game Freak has given us two extremely brief looks at the upcoming Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. To begin with, there's Sirfetch'd, the long-awaited evolution of Farfetch'd, who, for some reason, is solely fighting type. I can't believe he lost his flying type, and sure, I've heard the justification, but Kangaskid, he doesn't fly anymore. Yeah, well, he's still a bird, and it's not like that hasn't been good enough for Game Freak in the past. And then there's also that he's the exact same height as his pre-evolution, which doesn't make sense, but whatever, at least Farfetch'd is finally getting some evolution love. So with that, let's get to the shinies. First off, while Sirfetch'd seems radically different in color to its pre-evolution, we could give it the same shiny that Farfetch'd gets, so in this case, pink, with a slightly lighter green on the sword and shield. Hey, that's the name of the game! And emerald eyes to complete the look. And this looks okay, but I hope they do something totally different. Instead of turning Sirfetch'd's whole body pink, how about we turn just the accessories pink, while keeping the rest of the body looking the same? This is very similar to how Game Freak designed shinies for Pokemon like Komala, and unfortunately, I think it's a missed opportunity. While I do like the look of his accoutrement, we could make this shiny really pop by changing the color of its body. Back in the day, Game Freak would add to a shiny design by making little subtle color changes in addition to the bold ones. So here, let's turn Sirfetch'd an off-white overall, with the legs and bill turning orange and the eyes turning a pleasant blue. While we haven't changed the main color all that much, all of a sudden there's a real depth to this shiny, a distinct perception that something is very different. Of all the shinies I've given Sirfetch'd, I like to think that this one is perhaps the most likely, and I really like this option, but I do feel like there's more we can do. Keeping the pink bits pink, let's turn the body a light sepia color, much like regular Farfetch'd. And this looks alright, but I don't think it quite fits the Pokemon. So instead, let's go totally off the wall and turn shiny Sirfetch'd a Liberty blue color. I've always said that blue and pink makes for a great color combination, and here it's no different. However, as good as I think this looks, I think it's a bit much from Game Freak's end, and I don't think they'll end up turning Sirfetch'd these colors, which is too bad because, in my opinion, this looks awesome. Moving on to our next little tidbit, Game Freak also showed off a new regional form in Galarian Ponyta. I love this design, but it's really hard for me to look at it and not immediately think of My Little Pony. Regardless, I'm also surprised that this design doesn't incorporate the fairy type somehow. My vote was for it to be a fire fairy type, but instead it's just psychic. And again, the 2-bit justifications come rolling in, how unicorns are said to cure poisons, and how it's not possible for a fairy Pokemon, which is weak to poison, to have this attribute. But how quickly people forget that Game Freak is willing to give Pokemon abilities that turn their greatest weaknesses into resistances, like Bronzong getting heatproof and Mamoswine getting thick fat. The takeaway here is that Galarian Ponyta definitely should have been at least part fairy. But yet again, we're not here for my ramblings about typing. Instead, let's talk about the shinies. In the last couple of generations, Game Freak has been known to change just one color on a shiny and call it a day. In some cases, like Gumshoos and Crabrawler, it's not even the main color that changes. So let's see how Game Freak could change some of Galarian Ponyta's highlights and make it a decent shiny. To begin with, we could change the color of the hooves, eyes, and horn, perhaps making them golden colored, or if that fails, maybe a deep magenta. But this certainly doesn't seem like enough of a change, so let's focus on changing the highlights of its mane and tail. Perhaps they could turn a deep blue, which looks quite nice, or maybe a bright golden yellow. But if we're gonna take this route, I'd suggest changing these highlights into a dark plum to match the colors of the eyes and hooves. I still don't think that changing just one highlight color is the answer, but if they had to do it, this is the option I'd choose. But there are other possibilities for this shiny. Galarian Ponyta is just a regional form of regular Ponyta, so it makes sense that they get similar shinies, in this case turning bright blue on the mane and tail, with the rest of the body turning a deep cream color. I think this shiny looks really good, and why shouldn't it, as shiny Ponyta has long proven to be beautiful in the past. But how about we go off the wall with this shiny? Now, several folks on my Discord have taken themselves to designing alternate shinies for Pokemon, and a lot of the shinies they design look really great, but one of the designs from user Dean Falcon really stuck out to me, to the point that I honestly couldn't stop thinking about it, and it gave me the inspiration for what you're about to see. He made Galarian Ponyta dark overall, but with bright orange on the highlights, and I have no idea why, but these colors work super well together. To complement this bold change, I made the mane and tail a combination of dark lilac and powder blue, which looks nice, but doesn't draw your eyes away from the main color changes. Game Freak doesn't seem to change a Pokemon's colors nearly this much, but I would love it if they changed Ponyta to something that looks similar to this. Another shiny option I really love for regional forms involves bringing back an old shiny coloration for the Pokemon that has since been lost to time. In this case, we're taking a look back at Ponyta in the days of Gold and Silver, when it turned from being yellow with orange flames to being beige with dull pink flames. And I think this sort of color would look really unique on Galarian Ponyta, to the point that I'd say we don't see this color combination in any other shiny today. Yes, it's a bit simple what with the Game Boy's limited color palette, but somehow it still looks totally elegant, and it's something that I'd love to see in Sword and Shield. However, there's one final option for Galarian Ponyta I'd like to see, and in my opinion, it's my favorite yet, despite being deceptively simple. Galarian Ponyta is, after all, a unicorn. And what color is a unicorn? White and silver. Yes, this is a simple change, but at the same time, it's extremely effective. In addition to the bold color changes, I've also made the hooves and eyes a dark blue-gray, which adds to a total look of a Pokemon that just oozes beauty and grace. I know Game Freak probably doesn't watch these videos, but once, just once, I really hope they watch this one, so that they can see all the possibilities that Galarian Ponyta and its potential shinies have to offer. Well, that's all I've got for you today, guys. In just 1 month, Pokemon Sword and Shield will be released to the world. And finally, we'll be able to stop speculating what the new shiny Pokemon will look like, and we'll be able to start hunting them in the games. I truly look forward to the challenge of the Galar region, and of completing my living shiny decks once again. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, we are gonna see you on the next shiny.